Welcome to What God Can Do For You. Today we've got Keith and Lisa Bewers with us. Welcome to you both. And we want to talk first to Lisa. She visited Penal 13 years ago. And I suppose one of the things people need to know is that sometimes in life, things don't go the way they should. And our God is the God of the second chance, the God who pulls things together when everything seems to fall apart. And that was really the way it was with you, wasn't it, Lisa?
Definitely. Yeah.
So tell us what happened.
I come 13 years ago. Mum and Dad brought me, and I was heavily pregnant. I didn't want to come, but I come. And I enjoyed it. Everyone was lovely, but I just didn't think it was for me. And then I stayed, and Billy got dedicated, but I wasn't quite ready to change my life, but I kept coming. And then finally I did leave. I left for about 3 years. And then I lost my nan in Tenerife. And I remember sitting on the sofa and I said to my dad, I need to get to your church. And I used to say to him, you know, it's not for me, Dad, before. It's for you, but I don't need it. And I sat on the sofa one day and I just said, I need to get to your church, Dad. And he was shocked. Anyway, I come back and still wasn't sure if it was for me, but I come. But I was a girl that always went out with friends, and on a Friday and Saturday night I used to go out with my friends. And I went out one Friday night to a wine bar. I remember standing there thinking, I don't want to be here, very unusual. And I still wouldn't give in. I still went out the following Saturday. And I remember going out and coming home about 4 in the morning, and it was when the balcony was up there. And I remember sitting up there feeling very condemned and guilty. And I knew it was wrong, what I was doing. And that was my life before, you know, going out and enjoying myself. But something happened inside.
The club and the pub.
Yeah, that was my life. You know, that's all I knew. I mean, really, I just went to church for wedding and funerals, and that was it. And then I was coming quite regularly then. And my dad shocked me one day and said, I've booked you into the 18 to 30 holiday. And I was so annoyed. I said, you know, I don't want to go on an 18 to 30 holiday. My 18 to 30 holiday was in Ibiza, 2 weeks with friends. Anyway, I went, and that was where God met me. Something happened inside that completely changed my life. Andrew Love was talking about sin. And he said, you're either this or this. And I thought, oh, I'm that. And I did.
Well, that was great discernment, yeah.
And I remember coming back and, like, Mum and Dad couldn't believe how much I changed. I was just a different person completely. I realised that life out there wasn't anything. And church was my home. And that was it, basically. You know, and I just love Penal, and my whole life has changed completely. And then I had a miracle. I was obviously on income support because I was a one-parent family, and I stood in front of my dad one day and I said, I don't want to go to the post office anymore, Dad. I don't want to be the single mum going to get my money. And I ripped my book up. And he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to get myself a job. And I went to college and done a secretarial course, and now I've got a fantastic job. And I also bought my own house. So everything completely turned round.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
And that was over quite a period of time.
It was over a period of 13 years. I mean, I was stubborn. I wouldn't just come to Penal. You know, God was obviously working inside me, and I had to get to the bottom of everything before I realised that Penal was my home. And I am very grateful because, I mean, being a single mum, even though my mum and dad were brilliant, I had very good parents, it's still nerve-wracking when you're on your own. And when you come to God and you realise that God loves you and, you know, your past is forgiven, it's a different kettle of fish. It's lovely.
And that really happened without Keith.
Yeah.
In the picture.
It was, I remember about 3.5 years ago, I come to peace inside. I'd had this experience at 18 to 30s, but I come to a realisation where I was happy for me. It's about 3.5 years ago, and I changed my life then, but I'd completely changed my life at this point. And people used to say to me, you know, you're happy, Lise, but you haven't got a husband. And I used to say, well, I am very happy, and God will bring me someone when the right time comes. And then 18 months ago, I met Keith, and now I'm happily married.
Yeah,
Great.
okay. And Keith, it was slightly different for you. You came a different path. Tell us about it.
Well,
You were at Penal School
Yes.
starting.
yeah, my parents started coming to the church when I was about 4. So I was brought up in the church and sort of in a Christian home, which I'm very grateful for.
And you went to
then-
school with my son in
Yeah,
Onga,
yeah.
didn't you?
Used to be. I remember I used to come and stay at your house, and he used to say prayers with me and Matthew before he went to bed. But, when we was little boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I came when the school started. I was just coming up to 10.
Yes, the
So,
same as Matthew.
yeah.
So you started school together here. Yeah.
So I went all through the school.
Yeah.
Um,
Great rivals at table tennis.
yeah, used to played Matthew many times at table tennis.
Yeah.
And so table tennis really was a godsend for you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I was very, very shy, very quiet when I was younger, and then I started playing table tennis when I was probably about 11 or 12, and that was the school sport. And then I got to quite a good standard, represented Essex at junior level and senior level when I was a bit older. But that really, I think, being in like that competitive environment really sort of built something inside, and certainly it sort of gave me a lot of sort of self-confidence, which I didn't have before.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So then you, going through the school, you got to university?
Yeah, that was something else which
Was
would
a
never
first
have
for your
happened.
family.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember my parents when it was suggested that I was going to do A levels were completely shocked and thought, oh, there's no way he can do A levels. And then I did. I passed my A levels and went on to do a degree in civil engineering, which I got a 2-1. So
That's fantastic.
that was
yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you engineered things, and then what did you do?
After that, I got a job in the city, and ended up working on a coffee trading desk as a broker. I got married when I was 23, but unfortunately that marriage ended up in divorce, which was, well, a very difficult time. I mean, being brought up as a Christian, and I was sort of basically thinking, how on earth has this happened?